Hey everyone, welcome into the latest episode of the Doublle Countout. My name is Rex Lyons. Once again, I am joined by my co-host Kieran.
Hello.
And today it's not going to be just us. Is that right, Kieran?
Yep, not us. We're not alone.
There we go. Yep. In fact, today we are being joined by a special guest, our first special guest. And it is this guy here. Let's play his entrance video first. For some reason, when I switched back over to the main scene, it decided to start glitching, so got that fixed though. But Vic, welcome
Okay.
to the Doublle Countout.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Good. Also, reviews from the tub says in chat, be careful, this man looks dangerous.
You saw that, and I was trying not to laugh.
Trust me, reviews. This man is one of the most dangerous wrestlers I've ever seen.
Mm.
But he's also one hell of a good guy.
Don't tell everyone that.
Gets rid of the
I mean,
fear
like,
factor, right? You gotta put fear into your opponents.
well,
Hell
except
yeah.
for his opponents. He ain't a good guy to his opponents.
No, no, you can't be a good guy to your opponents. Never.
Uh, so, so, you were recently. Actually, no, we'll do that one later. Kieran, do
Just
you want to start off with the question you told me you were gonna ask? Actually,
which oh gosh, wouldn't it be better to go with what got you into professional wrestling?
yeah, yeah. What got you into professional wrestling?
Um, so I used to watch it with my dad when I was like 3 years old, back in the old WWF days.
Hmm.
Um, I remember it all. Like earliest memory, like Brutus Beefcake and Ron Bass. He's gigging him with his fur off his boot. That was like pretty cool. And I was 3 years old. I thought, shit, this is sick. And then it went off TV for a while and came back on WCW. And yeah, I was probably 7 years old, I think, at that point. And it was sort of just getting real popular and became a big thing. And I remember it from being young and just stuck with me ever since. Something, yeah.
So you're saying you started watching it when you were 3 with your dad, and the match with Brutus and the gigging and that. Is that when you were like, "Oh, blood! I like this"?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Did you know from like a really young age it's something you wanted to do or
Yeah, I did, but it took a long time to actually go forth and do it. But I was scared of failing at it. I didn't want to. The one
mm,
thing I always wanted, I didn't want to fail at it.
yeah.
So I did push it aside for a long time, and
Hmm.
eventually had to do it. I couldn't not. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you never looked back since, right?
No, no. Been a journey, all right. It's been pretty crazy.
So, what have been some of your most memorable matches that you have had?
Oh, well, it's the Fatal 4-Way with Matt Tremont, Green Phantom, and Danny Darko I just recently had over in America for ICW, being in the main event there, and Matt Tremont, like legend, all those guys, like pretty sick. The tag match I had over there as well, tagging with Joel Bateman, it was pretty sick. That was cool. That was real good fun. My first death match I had in New Zealand with Paul Sayers. Was a lot of people showed up to that. It was a big crowd. It was something about it. There's something special in the air, and I'd say, well, there's been a lot really. When I won the Maniacs New Zealand Professional Wrestling Championship, I had retired from wrestling. Came in from the crowd at the end with the open challenge and took the belt, turned heel on everyone, and that was a pretty cool moment. There's quite a few. It's hard to really pinpoint one or two, but there's a big list. My first show I ran, main event with Joel Bateman and JT Hollow. I think that was really fun. That was a big moment for me to be running that show and being in the ring with those two guys, some of my closest friends. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Some of your closest friends, and you've made each other bleed how many times?
Yeah, exactly.
That just makes the bond stronger, right?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
So, deathmatch wrestling in New Zealand wasn't a very common thing for a while. I'd not seen much from deathmatch wrestling there. How did you get that to, like, come to New Zealand, like, get more, like, deathmatch wrestling in that here?
So when I first started going to wrestling shows, when Mania Pro Wrestling back then, they were really pushing it, like doing the fans bring the weapons, and then the Machine and Kingy, working as Johnny King at the time, did the lights out death match and stuff. So it did start. There was a bit of a scene for it here to begin with when I first started watching the shows live, and it sort of faded away and went back to the family orientated stuff here. But it's just been something I was really passionate about and something I loved. So I had to do something and get it here somehow. And it was like, I was just talking to Daisy JPE, and I said to her one day, I want to do a death match here, and just so happened Paul Sayers was around, and he was keen on the idea as well. So sort of just kicked off with that, and then I haven't looked back. I've been trying hard to keep pushing it here and creating that sort of scene. There's a few guys there who are really keen to do it, so pretty cool.
I've seen a few people be keen to do death matches, and I gotta say, I haven't riffed one yet, but I do love watching them.
Oh yeah, they're very fun to watch.
Yes, if you have a partner there, if I ever get cleared to wrestle and I was able to wrestle, I want to wrestle in one.
Oh, sick.
And she's just like, no. I'm like, it's been on my bucket list forever.
Yeah, cool.
So you were recently in America, Mania Week, wrestling a few shows. How did that come about? And what was your reaction when you found out that you were actually going to go and get to wrestle over there on one of the biggest weeks of the wrestling year?
So it was just a random Joel Bateman voice message. Hit me up. Hey, dumb idea. Let's go to Mania Week. Let's do that. I was like, yeah, I could make that swing. Let's do it. It just sort of, and then a couple of months later, sort of was just like, yeah, so we're doing this. Let's go. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. So it became a thing, and then there's tears involved. It was a big thing. Some of the matches I didn't actually know about until they were announced. So there was some big moments there. I get the message, hey, you're going to be. Originally, I was slated for a few different matches and cards chopped and changed. And ICW's the main one. It was I got the message saying, hey, you're working these guys in the main event now, and I went, Do what? What? What's going on here? So that was a big thing. It was at my shoot job working and got this message, and I couldn't do much more work after that. I had to stop working for a minute because I was taking it all in. But it was a pretty big moment for me. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've even just visit America was like a big thing for me, and it's still surreal to me. Like I still haven't realized, like it hasn't sunk in yet that I did that. So yeah, pretty sick.
Nice. Karen, do you want to ask a question?
Um, so going back to earlier of like, how what made you realize you wanted to do it? Do you have any advice for anyone that would want to get into professional wrestling and want to do it?
Um, Definitely do it. Don't hold back. Don't be scared. Um, Go to the gym, work out, train a lot, do everything you can to actually do it first. Don't just rush into it thinking you're going to be great.
Mm.
A lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of, and just don't get deterred from it.
Hmm.
There's a lot of work involved to actually get anywhere with it. So put in the hard yards, go set up rings, hand out flyers, do all that first. Make sure you're putting in that work. Just yeah, a lot of people I think rush into it and think they're going to be great day one, but it's
Mm.
not the case. It never is the case. So
No one's great
yeah,
day one.
no.
Which,
Unless we're speaking the Usos, right? Down since day one ish.
so
Unless
take us back to your very first training and that. How did you feel? How was that?
It was nerve wracking. I was very anxious going to that. I got there about an hour early.
Better
Waited
early
and
than
yeah.
late.
Yeah.
yeah, better
um,
earlier than late, but an hour early, I can
yeah,
guarantee there would have been more time for the nerves to. Ooh.
yeah. Um, yeah. It was. I'd done a lot of fitness training prior, like so. I was probably the fittest I'd ever been when I went there. Um, I don't do much cardio anymore. I hate cardio. My joints don't do well with cardio anymore. My body's breaking down. But
No.
I was probably at the fittest point I'd ever been. So I worked real hard before I went, and that helped me a lot. But yeah, taking bumps and stuff. We all were on the big green mat, so it wasn't a big gym mat. So I didn't get to get in the ring yet. So it was all right. I didn't get too sore. So that was, first training was okay, but once we started hitting the real bumps on there, they didn't have the ring set up at the Maniacs gym at the time, so it was a green sprung floor, and bumps on that sucked. So once we got into that, that's when it was like, yeah, this is it. But I liked it. It was fun.
So you cut your teeth on a green sprung floor.
Yeah. So the ring was very nice to you once you got in that.
I can imagine. Sure, the floor was you said green sprung, but the ring's going to be a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. 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 So we're ready for it.
Wait, I'm just waiting to see if Kieran's got any other questions. Otherwise, it's going to be mostly me asking.
The other one kind of leads into, I guess, painful bumps. What is one of the most painful bumps you've ever taken during a match or just in general?
um.
Like which one would you say you took and instantly went, that sucked? If that's the right
Ah,
phrasing.
I took a bump into a gusset plate door, and the door didn't
Oh.
break, and I just slid down the whole thing.
Ooh.
And yeah,
Mm.
I immediately looked at my hand, and it was shredded up, so I had to tape the hand
Mm.
mid match. Yeah, you could hear everything tearing as I slid down it and caught the
Oh
gussets too. So
no.
that sucked. Yeah.
That's a holy fuck moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Just describing that, you just know, you can, like, I could feel, like, just no.
I did. I got thrown off the top rope through a big barbed wire bed, and the barbed wire tore as I hit the ground straight to the floor, but it
Oh,
ripped all my
no.
side up. It was a pretty
Ooh.
deep gash across my side with a big scar there, one side.
Barbed wire is
Um,
not forgiving at all.
I don't mind barbed wire. A lot of people hate it, but I don't mind
I think that's,
it.
like, a thing that a couple other, like, I guess, wrestlers have said, like, they like the barbed wire, but they hate, is it Moxley that said this? He loves the barbed wire, but he hates, like, light tubes.
It might have been.
I think he
Might have
said
been.
something like, the way the barbed wire just, like, cuts. Like, little
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
but, like, the glass, it just gets.
yeah.
There's no way of predicting at all where it's gonna go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you said
yeah.
something
The
very
tubes,
similar to that.
What are your thoughts on
tubes
light
can be
tubes?
mine. I love tubes. I love them. They're easy to work with. I find if you do them right, you need to know what you're doing with them. I've had moments where people swing them, not really, haven't done it before, but you know, you get cut. I find them all right. It's the little bits of glass that are stuck in you months later that you find that
Oh
can be a
no.
bit annoying. I'll pull bits out of my head and like, what the fuck's that? And like one of my arm that a year later it flared up, and I was like on the scar. I was like, what the hell's
Oh
that?
no.
Yeah, bit of glass come out. So
Oh shit.
that's the part with the light tubes that is a bit annoying. But I like them. They're easy to work with. They're easy. But like you say, they are unpredictable. They can go wrong if not done right. And I think I've seen many times when they haven't been done right. But yeah.
Yeah. So you've been involved in some of the most gruesome matches in New Zealand that I have seen for a long time. Have any of them ever had you ending up in the hospital or close to?
Ooh.
No. I mean, I maybe should have gone a few times, but I'm stupid and I ignore things and just act like it's not there.
Isn't that just called
To be
being a
fair,
male?
Just
I mean, I had.
it's not just being called a professional wrestler. Like, don't they all do that? Like,
Yeah,
they'll break
yeah,
their arm mid-match and they'll just go, no, I'm fine.
yeah.
No,
The
absolutely
only
fine.
2 injuries that I've had that I had to go see a doctor on were outside of deathmatch wrestling. One I did at a training, which probably goes back to the painful bumps. I sprained my back, and I thought I'd broken my ribs because it just winded me and I couldn't move. But it was just we're doing a training match, and I decided it'd be cool to do a vertebraker. So I did the vertebraker on the other dude. I leaned too forward because I wanted to protect him a lot, and all his weight came down on the top of my back, just popped it.
So
Yeah,
you protected
but I
him but
finished the
not
match.
yourself.
uh,
Said you protected him but not yourself.
yeah, yeah, which is the most important thing to me, I think. Protect your opponent, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I finished the training match. I didn't need to because it was only at training, but I finished it. Barely able to
Kudos.
move.
Yeah, props.
And the second one, I sprained my ankle pretty bad. But I walked it off for a couple of days until I thought, yeah, nah, I need to go to the doctors here. So I was in a moon boot for a couple of weeks on that one. But otherwise, yes, just tape up the cut. I've got super glue I carry with me just in case, but I haven't had to use that yet. Most of the time, it's just tape it up real well and hope for the best.
Tape and super
I
glue.
mean, second degree burns. That was probably one I may have should have gone to the doctor there with the second degree burns, but
Probably.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that was the second round of the tournament too, and I had to go for the third round. So,
yeah,
but
tape and super glue. Did you study Sabu by any chance?
yeah, yeah.
Yep. I'm pretty sure
Well,
I seen a match where he tore his freaking bicep up and just got freaking super glue glued it back together
yeah,
and then taped the whole thing.
yeah, yeah. No, I always carry it with me just in case. I haven't used it, but not yet.
But it's always there if you need it.
Yep.
Be safe.
Oh. So we went. Okay.
I was gonna say, is there any opponents that you have yet to face? Just anyone in general. Doesn't matter where in the world or what promotion that you'd love to face in a death match or a match.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a big
Anyone off the
list.
top of your head? Top of your list?
Give us your top
Maybe
5.
like a top 3? Top 5, yeah, top 5.
Top 5. John Kasai. Takeda. Nick Gage. Ugh. Miedo Extremo. And this is hard because there's so many people. It's like on the spot.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of put you on the spot, huh?
Nah, it's cool. That's what these things are about, isn't it? Who else is there? Oh, Tommy Vendetta. And boy, he's cool, man. He's good. I've been
Nice.
lucky though. I've been able to like have some of my dream matches and stuff too, so it's pretty sick. Like obviously got to work with Tremont, who's top of my list, like unbelievable. So like stuff like that, it's like I do step back and go, wow, what the hell? I've actually done this. Like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's
Hey Akai, welcome into the podcast. How you doing? I will do after. Also, thank you for the follow. Said someone just come in to chat.
I heard Nick Gage in that. That Nick Gage is one of the first deathmatch wrestlers that I saw. Guy is nuts.
yeah.
Completely nuts. And like there's times, I mean, the clip of the Tournament of Death where he basically died.
Yeah.
I remember that the clip they showed of just being like, I want to go back out there. It's just like, that's insane. He does that for the love of it. Completely.
Yep. It's pretty
Complete
crazy.
respect to him.
Yeah.
Yep. My first match seeing Nick Gage was his one with Matt Cardona, which is also the first time I've seen Matt Cardona do something outside of Zack Ryder. And holy hell. But the powers that be, the Deathmatch Reaper Vic Craig versus Nick Gage, make it happen.
Make it happen. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I would try to find a way to go and see it live.
Hold it in New Zealand.
Yes, bring Nick Gage to New Zealand. Speaking of New Zealand,
do a double match maybe. One in the US in, was it GCW, and then one in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Speaking of the New Zealand scene, who in New Zealand have you not wrestled yet that you would love to wrestle, and who have you wrestled before that is like someone that you could just have a match any day of the week with? You just click like that.
Who have I not wrestled yet? I think I haven't had a proper like match with Spartan, and I think that needs to happen somewhere along the way. I think he's probably the best in the country. He's too good. He's amazing. So that would be fun. There's a lot of people I probably haven't wrestled with. I haven't had a one-on-one with Rough Guts. We're meant to, but it got canned. So I think we'd have a lot of fun together too. We had a tag match and I split my eyebrow open. That was pretty gnarly. That's probably one I should have gone to the doctor about too. That was wide open. That was pretty gnarly.
And you didn't use the glue either?
Nah, I just taped it up, wrapped my head and drove home from Tauranga. Yeah, probably had a slight concussion from that one.
That would have been interesting if you got pulled over by the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, are you by chance driving to the hospital? No, I'm just going home.
Yeah.
Are
Woke
you
up and
crazy?
my
Oh,
pillow was
I'm a
red.
professional wrestler. Does that count as crazy?
Yeah. With all the weapons in the back too.
Yeah. Fuck, you gotta be crazy to do half the shit.
Mm.
Someone who I click with that I could probably work any day of the week. JT Hollow. I've had a lot of matches. The match it's opened the cemetery gates. I ran the triple threat with me, him, and Joel Bateman. Look behind the curtain. We I was too busy promoting pretty much all day, running around doing all the promoter things, and about 5 minutes before our entrances, we are like, what are we doing? So we went out and just pretty much everything was we'd sort of chatted earlier on during the week and stuff, but it wasn't really any idea what we were going to do. We had little spots that we did run, but there was a lot of stuff that was all just on the fly, and it just worked really well. And I think, yeah, JT Hollow and I have done that a few times now, and it's just, I think any day of the week we could just go out there and do stuff. We just know each other that well.
Always good when you got someone you can do that with.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, Reaper Pro, that's your company, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about it.
It's not much to really tell. it's sort of hasn't really done much. I'd say first off, the Cemetery Gate show was just something we decided to do. Because Alex Cologne was meant to be coming over. He was meant to be going to Melbourne, work Deathmatch Down Under, and Joel reached out and said, "Hey, would you be interested in bringing him over?" And Michael from Heathen Combat, he was keen as well, so we're going to just do a big weekend of it, make the most out of having him here. Unfortunately, he had some visa issues, but yeah, so that all fell through, and we decided, oh well, we'll just carry on, roll with the punches, and the Aussie crew came over and was bloody good show actually. It's a great weekend. We had a lot of good matches and a lot of good people came over. And then it sort of just became all right, let's just run a tournament. Michael was bringing the few Aussies back again for another show. And then Joel sort of just said you should run a tournament, and I said probably should. And then the company sort of just came from that, from the first show. It sort of was like, right, we can't just say it's Vic Craig Presents anymore. We need to do something more. Joel got me in contact with the IWTV guys and all that, so we worked out there, and they haven't done anything since. But I do want to run another tournament eventually. So that I am looking into it. It's just a lot of work involved, and it's sort of
So stay tuned and see what happens.
Yeah. There's some stuff in the works that I do want to work on. It's a good opportunity to jump onto. So I won't say too much.
Fair enough. Got to keep some things under wraps.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it if it doesn't happen.
Really, Gremlin? Gremlin wants to be a part of the show.
And now the cat's joined the podcast.
Meet Gremlin.
This is our cat Gremlin.
Yes, he's named after the film franchise.
I watched that recently again.
Fair point. I have yet to
Good
see
movie.
it. I have it. I have yet to see it.
Oh, it's good.
So I have in basically over there about 200 different movies that I gotta get through. Mostly horror.
Yes, sir. I see the Michael Myers up there.
Yeah, got
He
Kills
is good.
Ends. Loads of different posters from it.
He's got
Stuff like that.
Is that the
Good.
mask, Kieran?
Yeah, I could possibly grab them.
Yeah.
But,
He's got a
yeah,
couple
could
of Michael Myers masks.
I'll grab them. They're only up there because they're the only place I've got them. So the first one I ever got, realistically, was Kills. It was my first, not my first Halloween movie, but the one I went to see in like the cinemas for the first time. Because it was the newest one out. I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath.
You definitely got to work on your cardio if you're out of breath just walking over there. Frick. Apparently, I'm not the healthiest, and I can walk further than that.
This shows I don't move enough, but yeah, I got that, like the Kills one. I kind of altered it because I used to do I used to wear it, something, so I did a bit of Velcro, and there was another piece there to just keep it tight. Then the other one is from the most controversial movie. Is Ends, because I like the mask. And funny story, the cinema I went to on the opening night, I wore the whole outfit.
Oh, sick.
So a guy kind of just said to me like, "Oh, I wonder what you're here to see." And because I was in like the whole outfit, I thought I'm gonna play the character. Said nothing, just stared.
I was in an interview once and they asked me what I wouldn't do, and I said knife boards as the top of the list. And then 2 months later, I'm making a knife board and did a knife board straight away.
Okay, so now is there anything you wouldn't do?
Yeah, well, I always hated the bed of nails, right? And then when we were at H2O's building, and it was the tag match with Joel against Anthrax and Stretch, they pulled out the nail bed. And I went, I'm staying away from that. That looks disgusting. Then, end of the week, my last match of the tour against Remington Raw, he's like, hey, we're going to use the nail bed. Are you cool with that? And I said, yeah, let's do that. So it was another one of those moments where I was like, I'd never do a nail bed. That looks gross. And then I did it, and I couldn't lift my arm up for a couple of hours after. Puncture wounds all across my shoulder. And yeah, it sucked. But then the other one would be scissor boards. I hate those. They look gross. Jimmy Lloyd does one he took, and it was in his shoulder, the whole right to the handle. And he gets up, and the next spot he's taking is a meteor off the top. Grabs the scissors, rips them out, takes the spot. And I always saw that and went, yeah, I don't think I'll do scissors, but Jimmy Lloyd's a madman.
So you haven't
timing
done...
and yeah.
So you haven't done scissors?
No. I've had scissors in a match and done the bang and bang, but I don't think I'd do the scissor boards where they're open like that. I've seen many spots of the Japanese guys doing it, and they sit up and they look like they've got gills on their back, and I don't know.
Right, guys? If you watch Vic's matches, keep an eye out for scissor boards. Everything he said that he's not going to do, he has done. Yeah.
It'll come to a point that someone right before the match will just say, "Hey, we're going to use this," and Vic's just going to go, "Yeah, why not? Fuck it, why not?"
I've had moments where there's been a pile of weapons and they're like, "Oh, that's for your match," and we're like, "Oh," and then someone will be like, "No, I'm not taking that," and then I'll have to look at it and go, "Fuck, okay, I am then," and it sucks every time. It's the worst things possible too. There's one Dream last year in Melbourne, a barbed wire whip, and I don't know if I'd ever do that again. That was the worst shit, because I was on all fours and Joel whipped me with it, and it wrapped right round and got me in the stomach and stuck.
Oh no!
And then as he pulled it back up, it just tore out. And then he went for another one, and it's the whipping of it. Like, the barbed wire didn't really matter; it was more the whip feeling, and it sucked. It's the worst. I don't think I'd do that again.
But you've done it. At least you can say you've done it.
Way, I think.
So, with the weapons, which one has hurt the most, and which one has hurt the least? So I'm going to guess they're all going to hurt to some degree, but they'll be different degrees.
I think the glass is surprisingly, it's not painful. It just looks great. But it's the shower afterwards with the glass. So the glass and then the shower afterwards, if you use a lot of glass, your shower is going to suck. There's no avoiding that one. That is, the shower is the most painful part after using glass. But the glass is fine at the time. That barbed wire whip was pretty bad. I'd have to say that was up there. That was pretty gnarly. See, I should be saying the fire that I was in fire for like 2.7 seconds. I think someone timed it and told me. That should be up there, but I found it wasn't. It was fucking weird. That's the weirdest shit.
Adrenaline probably helps with that, right? Like,
I'd say yeah, a lot of that. Yep.
Sorry, that 2.7 seconds. Did that feel like it was only like 2.7 seconds, or did it feel like it was like forever?
It felt like it was forever. If you see the clip, I'm sort of stuck there and I'm trying to move, but I'm stuck and I can't get up. And then the fire extinguisher goes off. But it was like, it felt like a long time. And I went, this is going to be bad. But then I was like, oh, no, I feel all right. But, yeah.
Was this the second-degree burns you were talking about earlier?
Yeah. There's a photo of my back. It's like skin missing right down, sort of half of my back, I'd say, right down to the bottom of my back. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. But we had everything there to, like, wet towels, soaking water, like, buckets of water, fire extinguisher, like, ready to go. We had all the safety protocols, and straight on, I put a wet towel over my back. I think maybe that helped a bit. But, I'd say that barbed wire whip is the thing I can think of right now. Although, I don't know if you've seen those poppers, the firework, you throw them at the ground and they go bang.
Yep.
They're surprisingly horrible to take. Like, you don't see, like, you see it on TV or watching a match and they have them on the plastic bat, goes bang, and you're like, ooh, okay. It doesn't look much. But, I took one of those at Dream last year with Joel, and they burn. They suck. There's, like, a heap of little tiny burns. And,
I was going to say, they're like little mini explosions.
Yeah. Yeah, they suck too, actually.
So,
I think you're not prepared for it. If you've never had it, like, taken it before, you don't realise how bad they actually are.
Yeah, you don't know what you're in for.
Yeah.
So the match where you were set on fire for that 2.7 seconds, how did that spot come about?
Huh?
So it's the horriblest idea.
Sorry, it got set on fire.
She can't hear what's going on, so she just heard me ask about the fire, and she's like, "What?
What?"
Sorry.
Just wrestling. It's just wrestling.
Not first.
It was a fish and chips deathmatch, we called it, and there was a lot of just fish hooks, the clamshell paddling pools. We had one of those filled with vinegar, and on top of it had carpet strips.
Oof! I can imagine that pain.
The other side was another one full with salt and a big ball of tumbleweed barbed wire. We had plastic fish on these fishing rods. Originally, I was trying to get a normal fishing rod, and I was going to get hooked through the cheek and take the flare bump off the top rope with the fishing rod, but that fell through. We didn't get the fishing rod in time. They had people rushing around on the day trying to get some of the stuff for me.
Oh fuck! If I lived closer, I could have got you a fishing rod easily. My freaking mum's partner has heaps of them.
And then the finish was the table, lighter fluid, my finisher off the ropes through it, and that was against Jordan Sampson, and he's a big guy, so I hoist him up on the ropes and pull him over, and he'd poured all this lighter fluid on, and he chucked the plastic fish on them. So the plastic fish is what really caught on. They got soaked in the lighter fluid, and they caught up. They went those big flames, and I was stuck under him after I hit my finish on him. So it's like basically a hangman's flatliner. So I spun him around like the Sister Abigail off the top rope. So he's on top of me, and I'm trying to fucking move, and he's stuck on the table. There's all these flames above me. It's nuts. Yeah, great idea.
At least it didn't burn your beard off.
No.
Just imagine that.
Oh, one of my chickens has got it now.
You have chickens?
Yeah. Living on a farm. Quite good. Give me a sec. I'll just go get that sorted quickly. Sorry.
Sweet, all good. Welcome back.
What did I miss?
I just said to Kieran that he could ask you next few questions, and Mrs. was talking to me about Final Fantasy 14
Don't judge me.
because the
Sure,
latest updates just come out,
Latest expansion.
and saying like how the queue this time wasn't as bad compared to when Endwalker came out a couple of years ago. We had to wait through like 20,000 people before you could get into the game.
And then that was if you
Alright.
were lucky enough to even have the game to survive, because it would error out.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
she jumped in last night and she had to wait through 600 or something people. I was doing a speed run on Life is Strange at the time, so I jumped in after I finished that. I only had to wait through 41 people. And she's like, "You ass!"
I guess a question that might be good to ask is, are there any, I guess, the top 3 matches that you'd recommend anyone see from either yourself or I guess 3 from yourself and 3 just in general, like, I guess, essential matches to watch?
Oh. 3 for myself. What's out there that you can watch? What's out there? So the tag match Joel and I had with Anthrax and Stretch. That should be on. That's on IWTV on the H2O's channel. What show? What was the name of the show? Shit. Hustle Cup 4, I believe it was. That was a really fun match. That was kickstarted our week for Mania Week, and if you're into blood, I bled a lot in that match. There was a point where it was squirting out of my head.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There was a lot of blood. I couldn't see for a lot of it. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in that. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that match. So yeah, I'd seek that one out. It was cool. What else is available on mine? On the Hughes Academy channel, track that down. My show I ran, Open the Cemetery Gates. Myself, Joel Bateman, and JT Hollow in a triple threat. Lots of glass. It was fun. Fire and that too.
That's the one you were talking about earlier, isn't it? When you gave us a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. That was fun. That was a really fun match. That's the one where probably the worst shower I've had after a match. that was the worst shower. That really sucked. And there's a few. The H2O, the ICW No Holds Barred main event match from on Danny Darko, Green Phantom, and myself. That was really fun. Mainly because I got to work with those guys. I had to put that on there. So,
That's on IWTV, right?
yeah. It'll be what was it? What chapter? I can't remember the number. It's on the ICW NHB.
There'll be a search feature there, wouldn't there? So they could just look up Vic Craig.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe. I can have a look. Can check. 3 that. That's hard. What are my 3 top matches? It always changes. There's always something changes and it's different.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, like, because matches continuously happen, there's bound to be more
Yeah.
matches that are going to go up.
The one that I always say that's always stuck to me is Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc. That match
Was that
always
97?
97.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always been on my list. That I think that's where I really started getting right into the high flying cruiserweight stuff too. Eddie Guerrero is like probably my favorite wrestler ever. I'd say.
Fair.
What else? Effie and Mance Warner, Cage of Survival recently. That was great. That's something that's been a recent watch. Another one that was great. I think it was a lot of hanging around with these guys when I was in America and stuff. Cody Manhorn and Matt Tremont at, was it ICW Chattanooga recently? I think it's because I was with those guys and actually I think it was Cody Manhorn's first death match. And the emotion with it was really cool to watch. It was a fun match. Yeah. Oh, Neil Diamond Carter versus Matt Tremont, 700 light tubes on H2O's channel from 7th anniversary show last year. That one,
700.
yeah, that one was gnarly. It was great. I haven't got to watch all of their recent 8th anniversary show, but I've seen some clips of Neil Diamond Cutter and Casey Cattell. They had bare boards, no rope barbed wire, and it looked great. So I can't wait to watch that one. That's going to be good. Yeah. So I added a few more in there.
You broke the rules again.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
rules? Vic?
Fuck rules. Yeah, right? There's no rules in Deathmatch.
Yep. It's like, fuck the rules.
Rules are meant to be broken, right?
Yeah.
I always say, rules are like bones. Meant to be broken. So,
Yeah.
considering you haven't had to go to the hospital for any of your matches, I'm guessing you've never broken a bone in a match then.
No, just sprains. Yeah, nah. I've only, fun fact, only ever broken one bone in my life. Yeah, my pinky finger. So,
How did that happen?
PE at school, playing netball. Yeah, of all things. Ball landed straight on the end of my finger, dislocated and broke it at the same time.
Ow. Now that's a
And then I went home and was like, oh, it's a bit sore, whatever. And then, yeah, Dad came home from work and looked at my finger and said, that's pretty fucked. You're going to the doctor. Yeah. Another one I did try and ignore.
The only break I've ever had is I broke my toe.
Yeah, that would suck.
This was... I was at home. My mum went down to the fish and chip shop to get dinner, which was... Conveniently, the fish and chip shop was actually at the end of our driveway. And I was watching my sister, who was like 4 at the time. She went to go into Mum's room and wasn't allowed in there. So I went to go grab her, chase her, and my toe just went slam into the door.
Yeah.
My toe to this day is still not straight.
That would suck.
Yeah. Have you torn any ligaments?
Here? Oh.
Torn any? No, I haven't. I've been lucky, I think. Yeah, just a sprained back and a sprained ankle.
Ooh.
But the worst thing is I do feel the back still like That's always sore. My back's gone. It's pretty bad.
Yep. I got something
Yeah.
that might make you go, what the fuck? So, I would have been 13 at the time. On my bike, my bike's derailleur was fucked, so it would change gears automatically. I was standing up pedaling when it decided to change gears. I tore several of the ligaments in my leg, except for like the ACL and MCL. I didn't realize I had done so at the time. I walked around on that for 2 weeks before going to get it checked.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The doctor asked me how I was walking.
Yeah.
I was like, very uncomfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they told me
Fuck
I
that.
should not have been able to walk.
Far out.
But I think it was like after that and that when I started seeing like the hardcore wrestling and death matches, and I'm like, well, if I could walk around with that injury for 2 weeks, I want to try this.
I don't think I've ever broken a. I know I haven't broken a bone, or really done anything like that. I think the worst thing I've ever done is I sprained my ankle quite badly. Where I was playing football, and I think the grass was slightly wet, and it kind of like I went to go get the ball, it just slipped, and it kind of rolled on itself as I went, and somehow got up, walked into the house. Next morning, I couldn't walk.
Oh, shit.
That's probably the worst I've done. And I don't think I could walk for like a week. Properly, anyway.
Fuck. I love it how Vic here is like the deathmatch wrestler that does all the gruesome stuff, and his injuries are like, oh yeah, I've just done these light little things that have been nothing. Meanwhile, here I am, tearing the freaking ligaments in my knee, freaking dislocating my elbow, separating my acromioclavicle joint. The AC joint happened in training. I was training at NZ in WW with Ben Munner.
Yeah.
And I landed a bit too high on a bump, and adrenaline at the time didn't even realize anything was wrong.
Yeah.
Frickin' the next night I had to help with a charity event at a pub. Was carrying freaking heavy speakers, which I could normally carry no problem, and something was a bit off there. Went to the hospital, got an x-ray. They couldn't see anything wrong with it.
Huh.
It got worse and worse over time, where I couldn't lift a 2-litre bottle of milk. It was too heavy. So I had to go see a specialist.
Yeah.
The specialist... So I did the injury in September. November, I went back to the doctors. I couldn't see the specialist until February the 29th. 2016 this was. He took one look at the x-ray and he just goes, right there, you've separated the joint. How the fuck did the hospital not see it?
Oh, it sucks.
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Nuts. Oh, no.
So, look, you're no stranger to championship gold. Which championships do you currently have?
Not like they're in play at the moment, but the one above all, Leading Combat, the New Zealand Deathmatch Championship, which Joel Bateman, very lovely guy, gifted to us, and the New Zealand Aotearoa Professional Wrestling Championship from Legacy Pro Wrestling, which I will be defending on August 3rd against Horace in a hardcore match.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to say, tell us a bit about like that. What's going to be happening in that match? You know what I mean? Like, when, where?
What's the venue? Hold on.
Yeah, promote your your upcoming match for that championship.
It's on the North Shore, I believe. I can't remember the venue name now. Give me one. It's on the mat, Legacy Pro Wrestling, and it is at the Rose Centre. That's right. Haven't been to that venue yet, but it looks lovely. It's in Belmont, down in Auckland. So yeah, Horace and I no strangers to each other. Um, yeah, both sickos
Yep.
like to bleed, so should
So,
be a bit of fun. I cheated him out of his win last show.
Oh.
so is this
he,
going to be a normal wrestling match, or since we've got the Deathmatch Reaper and the Duke of Deathmatch, is it a death match?
it's hardcore match.
Hardcore, that's right, you did say. I completely
It's
slipped.
got a
Forgot.
worded right, just family orientated show.
Yep.
Last match. So I won the belt on their first show. The first ever champion as a 6-way for the belt. Horace had won. I ran in and stole the win off him. And yeah, the last show, Cam Corbin helped me out a little bit, hit him with a chair, and I destroyed his arm with said chair as well, which was already injured, had a huge bruise all around the side of it. So the whole match, that was my target. Put him in an armbar and submitted him. And then, yeah, so he wants another match. He believes he's earned, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see who walks out the victor on the night.
Yeah. Should be an interesting match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm just waiting to see if Kieran's got anything to ask.
No, I think I've asked as much as possible. That's what I can think of. Yeah, that's what I can think of.
Oh, good. I'm trying to think I don't want to ask a question that we've already asked. Like, how people will sometimes ask the same question worded differently.
Yeah.
Are there any promotions in New Zealand that you have yet to wrestle for that you would like to?
I have. I think the only ones I haven't wrestled for now would be Valiant and SPW.
Is there any
Yeah.
in the US?
Yeah, I'd love to work GCW. That's probably the
Mm.
big. Yeah, definitely GCW.
GCW, book it. Vic Craig versus Nick Gage, book it.
Yeah. H2O was like a big one for me. I really wanted to go work there, which I ticked off now a few times while I was there, so that was really cool. ICW was a huge one for me as well, which I've got the main event there. So, but yeah, GCW would be the main one there, and can't think of anywhere else there. I mean, anywhere over there, I wouldn't mind. I want to go back.
Just
Yeah,
anywhere that is like, hey, we want to book you.
yeah, hit me up. I want to go back to America for 3 days. I miss everyone there. Yeah, made some really good friends in the short time I was there. It was pretty cool. So there's also funny. I was told quite a few people I was looking at wrapping it up very shortly, but as soon as I went over there and did that, I was like, nah, nah, I'm not now.
I
Things have
threw
changed.
a lot in the tank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was things have changed now. But yeah, nah. I'll work anywhere anyone wants to hit me up. Happy to get in there. Still got some things to do, I think.
Let's do another top three. Top three countries that you have not wrestled in that you would love to.
Japan, Mexico, and the UK.
Let's go UK.
Yep. Hey, if he ever goes
The
to the UK,
UK
'cause if
UK deathmatch scene is really kicking up. It's yeah,
Mm.
the guys I
I've
met
seen
from
a few
there.
things about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking great. Rise is heading over to the States to do a show, so they're doing cool things as well. Yeah, Humidity looks great. Yeah, there's a few promotions there I'd really want to work. Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, yeah. Japan is the obvious one. That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
Japan would
feeling
be.
Japan would be the top of your list there, those three.
Um,
Japan's a
Mexico,
really great wrestling country.
yeah, and the deathmatch scene there is amazing too. It's great. Some of the
That's
top
where
guys
Foley
are there.
made his name, right? Foley made his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Terry Funk? Did Funk make his name in Japan too?
Yeah, did a bit. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Mexico would be cool. There's that Zona, the junkyard. They do like in a junkyard. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that stuff, but
I
there's
haven't.
like full on deathmatch shows in a junkyard, wrecked cars. The guardrail is just barbed wire, and the fans just get right involved. That looks sick. It looks a lot of fun. It looks gnarly. So that's right up my alley. Something like that would be cool. Yeah.
Would you ever go and wrestle for soft ground wrestling?
Hell yeah.
Uganda.
Yeah.
Now,
That looks so good.
was it Cody? Was it Cody was getting them a ring?
Yeah, something changed with that. He gave them the money, but I think it went to something else, or they were still working on getting the ring there or something. I read some stuff about it. But yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
if you were to wrestle over there, would you rather wrestle in the ring or on the ground, which is where they started?
I think the ground, it makes it something different, right? Like it'd be fun.
Yeah, well, the promotion's called soft ground wrestling, not in ring
Yeah,
wrestling.
yeah,
It'd
yeah.
be cool
No,
if like someone went over there and kind of was like, I don't want to wrestle on the ground,
yeah,
and
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
adamant of only doing it in the ring. It's like a part
yeah.
of like a character or.
Yeah, no, that'd get over.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. That's a
yeah,
good idea. Yeah,
yeah. Like if it's
yeah,
character going, I don't want to wrestle on the ground. But if it was them
yeah.
actually, I'd be asking, why the fuck did you come over?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Someone there waving at me.
Hi,
No,
random
yeah, that's
person waving.
um,
Very
no, yeah,
sorry
that's
to the
it's a good
world.
story to tell. I think I really
Don't
like
need
that.
it.
Yeah, same with like the hardcore match or the death matches, and you've got the guy who doesn't want to bar of it. Yeah,
Hang on. Nah.
I like that dynamic a lot. Yeah,
Hmm.
easy story to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have one?
Because that's the other thing I wanted to try and do over here. It's sort of probably against the norm and a bit maybe frowned upon, but no ring death matches and stuff would be real fun. Something I want to look at getting going over here as well. We did a
I
on the
know.
big weekend we did the Mad Earth Society show here in a tattoo parlor.
I've seen some of those clips.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got tattooed in the match too.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So yeah, it was cool. That's a good show. Yeah.
Wow. For you, what do you prefer, working face or working heel?
I've had probably my most fun being a heel. Like I think I've developed more as a heel as well, and I enjoy it a lot. It's easy. It's simple. It's but it's fun. Yeah.
Have you wrestled
Um.
down here as a heel?
Yeah. 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 Because my first, I was still a face when I was down here originally. Eh.
Yeah, I've only seen a few matches with you down here. the triple threat you had with Guts and was it Guts and Spartan?
Yeah.
For CPW.
Yeah, Space then. That was fun. That was a good match actually. That was fun.
That was the one you had against ACJ at Carnage last year.
Yeah.
You would have been faced then
And
too.
I sort of was, wasn't I? Had to be,
Yeah.
I guess, against them.
Yeah. And then the Fatal 4-Way, was it you, Ryan Zero,
Maddie.
freaking Matty Short, and was it Zach Hale?
Yes. Yeah, that was fun.
That was. I was watching that recently.
Oh yeah.
And there was something where they played freaking Liam's music by mistake.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And then freaking when Ryan comes out, he goes to the camera. Do I look like a fucking Viking?
Yeah, that was a cool show. That was fun.
That
Bloody
was.
Wellington win though.
Yep.
Did you say it's easier to make people, like, when you play like a heel or a face, is it easier to make people hate you than it is to like you?
Yeah, I'd say so. But
Wait, you still there, Vic?
Oh dear. Well.
Hold up.
Technical difficulties? We just sat here.
We've got tickets. Hang on.
We have.
And Sam, yeah. I'm not sure if you can hear me, Vic, so I'm typing in chat as well, but your camera and audio have frozen.
Could be net issues, maybe, or Discord being Discord.
I'm flicking a message on Messenger as well.
Oh.
Oh.
Hello?
I've
Oh.
had this weird thing where I'm trying to get people. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're back now, but
Yeah, you're back now, yeah.
Yeah.
Discord being
I
Kind
could hear you
Discord, I
guys
assume.
the whole time. I could see everything. Everything was good.
okay. Give me a moment. For some reason, everything has frozen on me now.
Oh no.
Oh. Discord being Discord.
Yeah. I'm gonna end the call and I will rejoin the call. Hopefully, I can get everything to unfreeze. Yep.
Perfect.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Everything's fine on my end, so I will need to, at the minute, touch wood.
Yeah. So, what were you saying before, Vic?
I have no idea. Where we
I think it was about like the working face and heel.
And,
yeah.
is it easier to make people hate you or like you?
Yeah, I've got this weird thing where the crowd sort of I think me being an asshole's gotten over in a sense where they are having fun with it. So it's become like I'm a face almost. So I'm like, just boo me, man. Come on. Let's try. So it has been quite hard for me now to try and establish it more. But in general, it should be easier being a heel, I guess. You can't force people to like you, but it's easy to make people not like you. But yeah, I've been lucky enough to not have any issues with that sort of thing, apart from now the fans that like enjoy my shit. So,
I think that's just wrestling fans. A lot of them in general will tend to eventually go, "Oh, this guy is cool. This guy's cool."
Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, this
that's
guy
something
breaks
that,
the rules. We like him.
See, that's when I got to see Bray. There were these people behind us the whole time, the whole night. chanting "We want Wyatt." This was 2015.
Yeah.
Heel.
Like completely heel Wyatt, never turned face any of that, and there were
Yeah.
these people behind us just like, "Oh, I'm Wyatt" when he came out throughout the whole match, and we're just sat because I'm quite young. I'm cheering. I think it was Roman versus Wyatt in a street fight, and I'm obviously cheering Roman the whole time because me
Yeah.
being younger and being like, yeah. Soon realized I was leaning more to like good heel work, but the whole time cheering for the bad guys, basically the whole night.
Yeah.
Bar a couple. So it's yeah.
Freaking when you get to go to see like a WWE show, that shit is different. I remember when they were here, 2016, Auckland,
Yeah.
and even before before the show started, all the chants going, just randomly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But talking about like face and heel, I think the ultimate way you could get people to boo you is if you like went 180 on everything. You're like, no, we must not use weapons. People are going, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
A Vic Craig that doesn't use weapons.
I have thought about that. There was a moment where I did think about. Yeah.
It's like a Mick Foley situation, right? Where
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
and they hated him for it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes. Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So if you did do that, stop using weapons and that for a bit. I mean, right now you're known as the Deathmatch Reaper. Do you have any? Would you have another moniker there,
No.
or just
No.
Vic Craig, the former
Yeah.
Deathmatch Reaper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'd say. Just drop the whole thing and just Vic Craig, I'd say. And just be the. Yeah.
And I was just thinking, Vic Craig versus Horace Deathmatch, except Vic Craig refuses to use weapons.
Yep. That's exactly how I'll do it.
Fuck.
Picks up a chair or something with like barbed wire and just goes, nah. Just chucks it out.
Get rid of it all, yeah.
Every time a weapon's chucked in the ring, you just throw it back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nope, won't be needing that.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
They throw a chair in the ring, you just get the chair, you just sit down on it, and you're just like...
Thanks for
Then
the
you
seat.
get up, yeah.
Get up and just slide it out. Won't be needing
Yeah.
Yep.
that.
No, they throw a chair in the ring. This is no time for sitting down.
Yeah. Now, generally, if you sit on a chair in a death match, though, you got to fight, right?
True.
Every time I've sat down in a chair in a death match, it's either trading headbutts or punching each other.
Trading chops.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of chops...
Wait, have
Hang on.
I seen a spot where they kind of do that? But instead of chopping, punching, or headbutting, they just get light tubes and they smash each other over the head with it.
Yeah.
Like constant.
Yeah.
I thought I had. Just
Yeah.
okay. There you go. Okay. Just constantly.
Yeah, the tube trades, man. Like, they're gnarly. You just back and forth. And it's worse here because they're T8s, they're the smaller light tubes, so they're harder to break. In America, you get T12s, and they're awesome. They're bigger, easier to break, they're safer. But we don't get that shit here. So I was like, yeah, you got to bite down and just take every one of those shots and hope for the best.
like,
They stuck it after so long. You just go bang, bang, bang. I just want to stop. No more.
it's like, we're waiting for this fucker to break. Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking of chops, who chops the hardest out of everyone you've ever been chopped by?
Oh. JPE's a nasty bitch with her chops. I don't quite like chops very much. She does the big back ones too.
Oh.
The double back, and they suck. She did one. We had a death match, and she hot glued thumbtacks to a glove and was chopping me with that, and that sucked too. So I'd say that's up there. Kingston Eclipse. I worked a match with him years ago, and it looked like I'd tore my pec. It was just purple. The whole pec was just purple after that,
Fuck.
and it looked like I'd torn it. It didn't hurt at the time. It just looked gnarly. I thought it was pretty sick, but quite a few people weren't happy. They were like, "That you need to go to a doctor."
And like, what? This is fine.
Yeah. But yeah, he is a big hard hitter. It was pretty gnarly. It looked great.
Yeah. I've only been chopped myself a handful of times. I was down at Unified last year, and I was ringside for a match. It was called the Santa Sack match. And have you ever wrestled Abraxas?
No, I haven't wrestled him yet.
He walks past me and he goes, "You're the new guy, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he just chops me. And he's like, and I felt that chop for days.
You're the new guy, right? That sounds about right.
Nice.
Like other chops
Sounds
that
about
I've
right.
taken, they sting in that, but I'm not feeling them 3 days later where I'm going, ow.
Yeah, I've been down to Unified once. It was fun. It was cool. Big crowds too. It's great.
Yeah, I was down for their Most Wanted show. I riffed that. Over 400 people.
Yes. Yeah. The one I went. What was the one I worked? My wrestled Hustler in a street fight. It was cool.
Yeah, I
It was good fun.
remember seeing that. That was what? Was it last year or the year before?
Year before, I think. Yeah. No, it's cool because my sister lives like 10 minutes from the venue, so I got to go see them and catch up too. So it was somewhere to stay as well. So it was pretty sick.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, because their next show is in September. That's Southern Stampede.
Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah.
So you said the only companies you haven't wrestled for yet are Valiant and SP Dub, right?
Yeah.
I say Vic Craig for the Vic Craig for the Rumble that they have at SPW.
That'd be cool.
And Valiant, Vic Craig versus Rough Guts 1-on-1.
Yeah, sick. Let's go. It's always been tag or triple threats. We're meant to, and I think COVID might have messed that one up.
COVID messed a lot up.
COVID messed everything up.
Yeah, that sucked. That was a bad time.
Although the way the wrestling continued throughout that was unreal.
Yeah, there was GCW did quite a few cool little shows with no crowds and stuff, and ICW did the drive-through. They did like a drive-in show, so everyone just stayed in their cars. That was fucking cool. That was one of my favorite shows. It was really sick. That's what really got me into the ICW stuff. Watching that, it was a pretty cool time.
Like I said, there are going to be some awkward spots here. I think we might wrap up soonish.
Yeah.
Just because otherwise, if we try to go for like another hour, we're going to probably be like for the longest times.
It's what you said earlier. It's trying to remember what we've asked, so we don't ask it again.
Yeah.
I won't even notice. I'll just carry on answering questions. Too many headshots.
Speaking of headshots, what is the most brutal headshot you've taken?
Good segue.
What have I did not really a headshot. It was more the spot I did. It was if you've seen Tommy Fusion, he does the big tornado
Yep,
DDT.
I know the spot. Yep, I've riffed a couple of his
So
matches.
I did a Falls Count Anywhere with him, and the finish was off the apron with the tornado onto the guardrail. So I was spiking my head on the guardrail. But as I came down, it was straight on the edge of it, and it split me right across. There's a scar there. And it's just gushing. It was pretty gnarly. That's another one I probably should have glued up or done something. It's still bleeding about 4 in the morning, but
I
so
think
that was a pretty gnarly one. The tag match I did with Guts and Tauranga, he taped it was like a big cookie sheet sort of thing, but it had these ribs on it, and the rib part was right where my eyebrow line is, and he said headbutt, so I went for the headbutt. He rolls me up for a pin. I come up, headbutt him, and it headbutted right on there, and it just busted it right open. So that one was pretty gnarly. The other ones are more like I've landed on my head, and it's like I'm pretty sure I was knocked out for a few seconds, sort of ones. Took a back suplex, came straight down on the top of my head, and went, "Where am I? Oh, yep, sweet. I know where I am." Carry on.
Where am I? There's weapons. There's ropes. Oh, I'm in a wrestling match.
Yeah, and then I get thrown off a balcony and through a barbed wire door. So, yeah, good fun. Those are the ones that stick out. Though it's more like I've landed on my head, and it's like, yeah, that's not good. I did I do a moonsault senton, and every time I do it, I whiplash because I have to put everything in to rotate right round. And I Dream 4. I was working Jordan Sampson semi-finals of Dream in Melbourne, and I did the moonsault senton. And I heard him say, "Don't kick out," and I kicked out because I missed it. Got him to roll out of the way, and he's like, "Why did you kick out?" And I was like, "Go to the finish." He hits me with his rips my boots off, drops me in thumbtacks, hits me with the fisherman suplex. Sorry, the Regalplex. Yeah, Regalplex. And after the match, he said, "Why did you kick out? You were snoring. You knocked yourself out." But I was like, "No, I was fine." I go back and watch it. You can see it. I was out. I had my hands like this, and I was like, "Oh shit, I was." Okay,
Instinct.
that was pretty gnarly.
Instinct.
Yeah.
Instinct's kicked in. I'm not losing this one.
Yeah. It was crazy. Good times.
Good times with being
I did have a
knocked out,
question,
Piers.
but I forgot it.
Sorry.
That's all good.
I was rambling.
Oh yeah. So we were talking earlier about your first death match. Take us back to your first match, like when you got told that you were going to debut, like leading up to it, and how you felt in the match, or what you can remember of it.
It was a student show in the Maniacs gym at the time in Sandringham, and it was against Just Plain Evil. So yeah, it was weird. It was one of those times when everyone comes up, "Oh, you must be nervous." Oh, strange, I'm not. I wasn't nervous at all. It was just really weird, but yeah, it went really well. It was only going to be. I was only going to be working student shows for the next few months. I'd only trained for 6 months at the time. It was about 6 months. Did the first match, and yeah, Stacey was like impressed. She's like, "Right, you're on the show next month." So I was straight into shows after that. Yeah, so it did well. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
So you weren't nervous heading into that match, the student match. What about on the main show? Well, have you gotten nervous at all before a match?
Yeah. So the deathmatch with Sayers, I was a little bit, just because it was like it's my first deathmatch. It's something I've always wanted, and it was like, yeah, okay.
Mm.
Um, the ICW and everything in America, like, yeah, there was a bit of the first show I ran over in America. Wasn't meant to work the show on the Monday when we got there, and Joel and Matt Tremont's wife Chrissy basically politicked me into the match, the show.
Mhm.
When they picked me up from the hotel we're in Philly, and I said, "Oh, hey, by the way, we told Matt you're wrestling," and he said, "Oh yeah, he's going to be on the scramble with us." So I was very nervous about that because I hadn't prepared for it. I didn't know I was going to be on the show, and
Mm.
I was working Matt Tremont and that as well. It was like, yeah, bit of nerves there, and I think it did show through in that match. And but then yeah, I found my groove on the next day and kicked right in. but there's definitely nerves being in the main event of the ICW show. There was that was a big one for me. So it was a bit yeah. I'd lying if I said I wasn't nervous for that.
Fair enough. Kieran, you got any other questions or?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head now.
Okay, Vic, we'll probably wrap up here, but
Yeah, man.
social media, where can people find you?
Instagram, Facebook, and X now. What am
Okay.
I? Rugged Vic Craig on Facebook. Um, Reaper Pro as well on there. Instagram is at Rugged Vic, I believe, and my Twitter as well is just at Rugged Vic. IWTV, Reaper Pros on there. Our Ready to Die tournament. And Hughes Academy has our other show up, Open the Cemetery Gates. It was on the Hughes Academy pivot share, I want to say. Is that still a thing? Um, yeah. Twitter as well for Reaper Pro, and Instagram's got a Reaper Pro account as well, which hasn't really had any action or much on there lately. But keep an eye out, something might pop up soon.
Sweet. When I edit this for YouTube, I'll like put all those links up on screen.
Yeah, cool, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do have deathmatchreaper.com merchandise. Got to show the merch.
Yep.
Yep. I'll also put these links in the description on YouTube, and
Cool.
if I can, on Spotify as well.
I don't know. I don't know how Spotify works.
I could probably put it in the description for the episode, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That would probably work. Yeah.
But thank you, Vic, for joining us. It has been
No,
a
thanks for
pleasure
having
having
me.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So yeah, we are going to call it here. Karen, when did I suggest the next episode?
Was it July 20th?
Think so. Let me just check my calendar.
Or was it 29th? I can't remember.
July 20th.
Cool.
Yeah. I think that episode we don't have a special guest yet.
No.
But
Which I guess I'm kind of working on.